Remember is a song that I wrote that was very much inspired by a song that Jeff would write, because it just kind of has that tone to it. It's just kind of somber and straightforward. Just tells the story of the Last Supper and from the disciples' perspective. And it should be said that one of the main themes in this album that's recurring is it's not so much told from the perspective of one person observing everything, but each person that is mentioned in the Bible: Peter, Judas, John, Mary, Martha, all those people. It's all told from their own personal perspective, so it's not like from a bird's eye view, but it's very personal to each person.
The perspective of the disciples of Jesus leaving them, and not getting it is another unique thing that we tried to capture, because usually you hear, there's Judas doing this, and everything seems to be from an outside perspective. Well, then they went and did this, but this is, we are experiencing this, and it's and that's kind of the way we went with this project, is that everything was from the perspective of the person singing it, as opposed to singing about something else.
Remember is another song that Nick had the idea for and recorded a demo within a day. Whereas for me, I have an idea and it simmers in my head, and I can't quite get my thoughts around it. A lot of times I have to kind of put it away for a while. We Are Not Far From the Kingdom is a classic example of that. I drug my feet on writing the lyrics because I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to capture everything that I wanted to lyrically. Nick had a vision the moment that we talked about that song, The Last Supper, of focusing it not so much on the theology or the doctrine of what was taking place, but on the personal response and the relationships that were going to be, in a sense, severed after that night. And when Jesus is saying, "I'm going away, and where I'm going you can't come," and what that meant to the disciples.
So there's a good bit of imagining what was going through their heads when Jesus told them that they were no longer going to be with him anymore, and he was going to go away for a period of time, and not really understanding or believing any of it. So that's what Remember is.
There's really a tenderness in that song, which is necessary because of the lavishness of the previous song to finish Act 1 and where we're headed in the story. That song comes at just the right time, and again, it references the King of the Jews. And that was another song that Nick sent me a demo, within 24 hours of first kind of getting the idea for the song. And the final track of that song is probably the closest performance to a demo that we've ever gotten.
Remember was the simplest of songs, and actually morphed not at all from the original demo. The bridge part with it was a little more intricate, but the song is in essence exactly the way Nick envisioned it and put it down in a demo.
Luke plays the drums exactly, and if you notice, I don't think you can find a fill on that song. He plays that 4/4 on the tom, and it's haunting in the way it sounds, and there's a lot of elements from that final recording that are from the demo, which I think is pretty cool. I love to kind of sneak those in there every once in a while from a mixing and mastering perspective. Subtle elements that we can't imagine recapturing that same mood, that same sound as we did on the demo, so we'll leave it for the final track. And that song is a good example of that, of the demo capturing an emotion that we feared never being able to recapture, so we tried to maintain as much of the demo quality as possible.
When I consume, I must remember